picnic chicken basket rule. Let me share that with you in the chat. The picnic chicken basket rule. If you'll notice, okay, so I'm about to teach you this rule. I'm teaching it to you right now. So put your ears on. It's time to focus because this is a bit of a challenging rule, okay? But you're gonna love it. So if you'll notice in each one of those words, there is a k in the middle. Picnic, chicken, basket. However, each one of those words, that k is spelled differently. In picnic, it's spelled with a C. In chicken, it's spelled with a CK. And in basket, it is spelled with a K. That is the order that you attempt the spelling of that sound. You're going to start with a C, and if that works, stop, you're done. If not, you're going to go to the CK. If that works, stop, you're done. If not, you're going to go to the K. And I'm going to tell you when it works and when it doesn't, but for now we're just going step by step here. So the first, so k has three spellings: C, CK, and K. That is the order that you attempt to spell that sound in the middle of a word. This is for the middle of words, not the beginning and not the end, in the middle. You try a C first. If it works, stop, you're done. If not, you try a CK. If it works, stop, you're done. If not, you try a K. C, CK, K. You with me so far? All right, now here is how you'll know if it's working or not. Let me share my screen. You loving it so far already? Did you already learn something? Okay. So if I'm spelling the word picnic, actually I'm going to put an X right here because that is my sound that I'm working on. I'm going to spell my consonants first, except for the k right here. And then my vowels. Picnic is a bad choice because this I breaks the rule, but we're just going to go for it because we're focusing on this. So the rule is you try C first. If it works, stop, you're done. Can this C say k in this spot? Yes, because the next letter is not an E, I, or Y. These are the letters you have to remember. If one of those three letters is the very next letter after a C, then it will force that C to make its soft sound and say S. So for instance, in chicken, I'm just going to spell the word. This is where the k sound is. We try a C first. Can C say k in that spot? No, because the next letter is an E, I, or Y. That would force it to make its soft sound, and that would say chisen. So the next option is a CK. And if it works, stop, you're done. Here's how you will know if it works. A CK has to come right after a short vowel. CK always comes after a short vowel. So if that vowel is short, stop, we're done. If not, you have to go to the K. Oops. You're going to be so glad you came to this class, you guys. So let's try it from the beginning. We try a C first. Can C say k in that spot? No, because the next letter is an E, I, or Y. That would force it to make its soft sound and say basset. I don't want basset, I want basket. So if a C won't work, you try a CK. Can a CK say k in that spot? It can, but a CK has to come right after a short vowel. Is that a short vowel? No. So we cannot use a CK. Our last option is a K. And that is the picnic chicken basket rule. You always try a C first. If that works, stop, you're done. But if the next letter is an E, I, or Y, then you try a CK. If that works, stop, you're done. But a CK has to come right after a short vowel. If there's not a short vowel right there, then you have to try a K. That's the rule I'm going to teach you to use today. Now, how are you feeling after learning that? Because it's complicated. It's not easy. Are you with me so far? Is your mind blown? Do you want me to repeat it? How are you feeling? Put a word in the chat. How are we doing so far? Okay, nice. It's a lot, but this will take time. Yeah. So I'm going to do a lot of repeating, okay? Because it's the repetition that's going to really get it in there. It took a long time for me to learn too, but so far so good. You've heard it. It's in there. Now we just have to solidify those nerve pathways with a lot of repetition. So let's start spelling and we'll practice it together. So what I want you to do is put an X under the K sound. Okay? So when you're making your lines, put an X under the K sound, since that one has 3 options, and leave that for the end. All right, so we have our first one to do together is, you probably already know how to spell this one, but we'll start easy. Ticknick, nonsense word, ticknick. So we have t-i-k, n-i-k, ticknick. Consonants. T-i-k, save that one to the end. N-i-k. Okay, vowels. I. Can this I say I in this spot? It can, actually, because the next 2 letters are consonants. This is not a vowel, it's a consonant sound, so it's fine saying I here. And this one can also say I here, because it's a consonant in the end of the word. So our only mystery letter is this K. We try a C first. Can this C say K in this spot? Yeah, just fine, because that is not an E, I, or Y. Any other letter right here, and that C can make its hard sound and say K, so it's perfect right there. Ticknick. Yeah? Okay, try one on your own. Your word is, so my tongue is between my teeth, it's a TH at the beginning. Thick tick. Thick tick. Ick. Ick. Thick tick. And then put it in the Q&A. This is a TH. Gorgeous. Nice, Layla. Good red one. Thick tick. Thick tick. This is a TH right here. I know it's hard to hear in the mic. Beautiful, Danielle. Well done, you guys. So consonants, we have ick, saving that to the end. So I have to know what the letter before it is and the letter before it is and the letter after it before I know how to spell that sound. And then t, ick. Vowels. I, can this I say I here? Yes, because the next 2 letters are consonants. This I can also say I right here just fine. For the K sound, I'm going to try a C first. Can it say K in that spot? Yes. It's perfect. Just like that. Thick tick. Okay, number 2. Together, we have sickip. Sickip. Sick. Ip. Sickip. Consonants. Sick. Skipping that one. Ip. Vowels. I. We're going to find out if this one needs 2 C's or if it's going to be a CK. We're going to find out on if that one can say I right there when we're done with the word. And then this I can also say I right here just fine. All right, so we try a C first. C and then CK and then K. We stop when one works. We always try C first. Can C say K here? No, because that is an E, I, or Y. E, I, or Y as the next, if it's the next letter, it would force that to make it soft sound and say s. That would say sisip. I want this to be the k sound. So if a C won't work, we try a CK. A CK can only come after a short vowel, which that is, so it's perfect. We're done. Sikip. Yeah? Your word. Why does this one look like a swear word? Hopefully, that's the furthest thing I want. Hope I don't. It doesn't even look like a swear word. For some reason, it's just throwing me off a little bit. Okay, your word is shik it. Shik it. So sh, I, k, I, t. Go for it. Shik it. Shik it. Nice. Gorgeous. Look at that. Beautiful. Wow, you guys are so fast. You're so fast at learning this. This is supposed to be challenging. Shik it. Shik it. And they're both I, like inside. Igloo. I. Shik it. That was the autocorrect, Daryl. I know that was. Okay. Shik it. Consonants. We have sh, I, skipping. I, t. For this I, I'm going to start with an I. Same with this one. For the k sound, I'm going to start with a C. Can a C say k here? No, because that is a E, I, or Y. That would make it say s. That would say shisit. I want that to say k. So our next choice is to try a CK. CK can only come after a short vowel, which that is. So we're perfect. It's done. Shik it. Shik it. Okay. So far, so good. Getting it? Yeah, it's kind of fun, huh? I told you you'd like this lesson. Last one. Not last one. I don't know where that came from. Proken together. Proken. I'm going to erase this. 1 second here. There we go. So our word is proken. P-R-O-K-E-N. Consonants. P-R-O-K-E-N. Vowels. O spells the O sound most often. I want it to say O. It's long sound, which looks like it can, unless that's a CK, then we'll have to figure something out. Because there's already a vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots. E is spelled with an E most of the time. We try the most common letter first, which is just a regular E, and it can say its short sound right here just fine because there's not a vowel there or there. So that brings us to our K sound in the middle. We try a C first. C will not work here to spell the K sound because there's an E after it, an E, I, or Y. That would make it say S, and that would say prosen. I want a K sound here. So if C won't work, I try a CK. CK has to come after a short vowel. Not just any vowel, a short vowel. And this one is long. So CK won't work there. Long vowel sounds say their name, just like that O. So a CK can't go there. You would have to spell it with a K. There's proken. Your word? Traken. Traken. T-R-A-K-E-N. Traken. Traken. Good, Sarah. Traken. Nice, Layla. Traken. And then this is an E. E, E, E. Good, good, good. Consonants, we have T, A, K, skipping, N. For the A sound, I'm going to spell it with an A long sound. And then for the K sound, it can't be a C because that is an E, I, or Y. It can't be a CK because that is a long vowel, not a short vowel. It has to be a K. You're getting it, aren't you? It's starting to make sense, isn't it? Is it, admit it, be honest, is it slightly fun? Does it have just an inkling of, okay, that's kind of fun to know this pattern and this rule and to be able to figure it out like a puzzle? It turns into more of a math equation than it does a reading problem, right? Yeah, this is a good lesson. All right, with just a couple minutes left, let's try go doing some on your own. Spricktin. Spricktin on your own. Go for it. Both vowel sounds are I, like inside. Spricktin. 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 Sprick. Tin. Both are I like igloo, inside, impossible. Spricktin. Nice. So we have a three-letter consonant that blend at the beginning. Sp, ik, skipping. T, n. This I is spelled with an I. We're going to have to see if we have to double anything after. And then this I is also spelled with an I, like impossible, inside. I know it's very confusing. I and E are so close and so similar in sound that it takes a lot of practice to be able to hear those well. So we have our k here. We start with a C. Can C work? Yeah, we're done. It's perfect. This is not an E, I, or Y, so stop. We're done. Well done. One more. Blakesh. Blakesh. Now this is a E. B, O, A, K, E, sh. This is E like Edward or egg or escalator. I'm just going to put it, it's an E. Blakesh. Blakesh. Good job, you guys. You figured it out. Blakesh. Okay, consonants. B, L, A, skip E, sh. This A is a long vowel sound. It says its name. So a C will not work here because that is an E, I, or Y. A CK will not work here because that's not A, it's A. CK can only come after a short vowel, like A. For an A sound, since it's a long vowel sound, we have to use a K. Blakesh. Blakesh. Now, you did it. That was a lesson I've been waiting to give to you for months. I'm like, you guys, just wait until September when I can teach you about C, CK, and K. Now you know how to spell K in the middle of a word. You try C first. But if there's an E, I, or Y after it, it can't say K. So then you try a CK. But a CK can only come after a short vowel. If that's not a short vowel, you got to go for the K. Now you know. Congratulations. Welcome to your new knowledge. It is yours to keep. Have a wonderful weekend, my friends. We'll see you on Monday. Bye, everybody.